all these assholes get women. It's like, yeah, they go to the gym, they're obsessed with wealth. Like they've, like it's like if you were going fishing and you just threw a line into the water with no hook on the end of it, you're like, why am I not catching fish?
Right.
And then there's a guy who, yeah, granted, he sucks. He's a Chad, but he's like he's got a lure with metal and feathers coming out of it and shit, you know?
It's true.
It's crazy that like 120 years ago, it was actually really difficult to become a great big fat guy.
Yeah.
So much so that if you got really fat, like people thought you were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They would fist bump you if they saw you. They'd take pictures with you with the ones when you only get like one picture in your whole life.
There were some towns in America where the fattest guy became the mayor every year. They'd have a big scale, and whoever was the fattest got a big top.
It was a sign of wealth.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
If you were really fat, people just assumed you had a boat and like a bunch of suits.
Yeah.
There was fat guys clubs in New York. I don't know if you ever saw that photo from like 1903 in New York City.
I was just thinking it was called like the Big Men's Club.
Yeah. It's called like the Gout Room. I think gout used to be a sign of like it was only rich people got it.
Because the King's disease.
King's disease.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had like a secret handshake if you were in the club. It could be, it's just a handshake, but it sticks when you try to pull them apart.
Suck your fingers.
Like, that's a nice feel. Oh, that feels like.
Yeah, you exchange whatever candy's stuck to your shirt in the handshake, like a bribe.
I wonder what the hell people did back then if they couldn't get pussy. Like, what the hell? Because now people just gaslight everybody into being like, no, I should get pussy, basically. They like construct the world on the internet where they're either like, no, actually, I get a ton of pussy, or they're like, no, actually, I should get the most pussy. Or they just like, they go lock and load, as they say.
Yeah, every man, as they
Nice.
grow up, they discover some elaborate ruse of a personality to get pussy.
Yeah.
And they, some people get really into like a Midwest emo band and they get laid that way, Some people get like, they really study hard at school and they get a finance job and then they get a hot wife that way.
Right.
Right.
I guess back in the day, you could be like, you could like enlist in like the Civil War.
Yeah.
And then you go like try to become a war hero just so you can finally get your dick sucked when you return home. So you can go in a barn somewhere and then lay back in a bale of hay and get sucked off.
Yeah, but your first day in battle, you're like a cannonball blows your dick off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also the Civil War. There wasn't like great documentation for your heroics.
Yeah.
People are like, I guess.
Oh, because it's like, yeah.
But you gave
It's
yourself
all
the
that.
medal. You're like the only man standing because you hid.
Yeah, there's no video.
There's no
of it.
video.
Right.
There's-
You come
yeah.
out at the end of the battle, you're like, I've killed 80 guys.
I won. I won.
Yeah. And we saw you crawling out of a hole, and then you just shoot that guy.
Yeah.
You're like, he killed himself.
And you
'cause
take
he's a coward.
You take his blood, you put it on you, and you act like you really, you really did something out there.
Yeah, you're like, that was a red coat. That's his blood, not some guy I killed because he saw me crawling out of a hole in a field.
Can I say I do know? People always go, oh, dude, if I was in Nazi Germany, like I wouldn't have been a Nazi. Can I just say I know for a fact if I was in war, right? If I had to be enlisted, let's just say I was in the Southern Army.
Okay.
In
Let's
this scenario-
just say that.
say
My lineage, all my ancestors are from the South. I probably would have ended up fighting for the South.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
run immediately. As soon as the battle starts, I am dropping my rifle and I am running as fast as I don't care who's calling me gay.
Same.
As I'm pushing past people, I'm screaming and crying like a baby, pissing myself. I'm filling my pants with shit.
Yeah.
I'm tripping over my shit that's spilling out of the bottom of my knickers.
Yep.
I would go one further. I wouldn't even get that far. I would like.
He's fine. We teach him that every day. Like the day they come to town, they're like, all right, all eligible men, I would go behind a barn, I'd break my own foot. Oh, yeah, you'd injure
And
yourself.
you wonder
yeah,
why
sting.
the only way you'd be able to stay around is they'd be like, "What'd you call pants?"
I kind of realized that they said it. I was like, oh,
rough one.
It's a rough, especially when you're talking about hypothetically.